Shall we go there?
Yeah.
Let's go.
It's a surprise.
It's a classic.
It's a surprise.
Yeah.
We're here in the mystical land of 10 years ago, which makes us feel ancient.
It's the 10th
This-
anniversary of everything that came out 10 years ago.
Absolutely.
Bingo.
Big up cheek face.
That's not who we're covering.
Have you seen their KXP?
No, it's not.
But, we'll talk about that separately. Oh, we're past that point. Sorry. Go on.
We're
Yeah, we are.
so past
So
that,
far
Liam.
past that.
So past it.
We're talking about everybody's favourite band, Arctic Monkeys. If they are your favourite band, you will have loved the 17 previous episodes we've done of the podcast because it's all we seem to talk about. It's the 10th
Draw
anniversary
attention
of
to it, mate.
AM, everybody's favourite Arctic Monkeys album in this group. Am I right?
Yes.
We
You're so
love
accurate.
it. So much love for this.
Listen,
Tumblr album.
I put this on walking the dog earlier in the woods, and honestly, I had a great time.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
much great times
Mostly.
in those nettles.
Mostly.
It is a fantastic album. However, my God, is it overplayed and overhyped. Yanni, you are not prepared for this. Would you like to get some Wikipedia facts up for us, please, baby boy?
Damn boy.
Of course.
While you're doing that, I want to talk.
So-
I want to talk to the
God, Liam.
general. I want to talk to the general situation of AM. So this album
General
came out,
situation
as
of
we're
AM.
about to find out from Yanni, in when did it come out, Jan?
Came out on the 9th of September 2013.
So just
Oh
as
my
we
God.
just as we were starting year 11, is that right?
I remember
God.
it fondly.
Or year 10?
Boys.
In fact,
We're actually on time with a classic.
10.
Yeah,
10.
yeah, we are.
No,
We've been going into
We
year.
were starting year 10.
No, because I was about to turn 16 that year, so
so it's 11.
Starting year... Oh my God, that's... No way were we in year 11 10 years ago. Don't
Yeah,
say
man.
it. No.
Yeah,
no,
man.
don't you turn 17?
Oh, mate, yeah, you
Oh,
were.
You
we
turned
oh, we
16
actually
in
were.
year 11, so yeah. It's
yeah, we were in year
Oh,
11. So this came out when
God.
year 11, so that was 10
Damn.
years
my
ago.
ages.
So it's almost 10 years into left high
Actually,
school,
believe
so
it wasn't.
that's something, isn't it? This album obviously was very highly anticipated. It had been how many years since Suck It and See? 5?
4,
Two.
2.
6? So it wasn't that highly anticipated.
Two.
It felt like a lot
2
longer.
years.
I think, I don't know about you guys, but it was since...
No, Liam. You're spot on. It was highly anticipated because Are You Mine have come out between then.
Right,
That
and
came out
also...
in 2012. And also, Liam,
I've got things to
and
say.
also, Do I Want to Know
Do you?
came out
Not
in
like Paul
June.
Of
McCartney.
course it did. So the thing for this was, and I don't know if you guys are the same.
And also, Liam,
Listen to me.
in August, why do you only call me when you're high? Hi.
Hi. I'd got into Arctic Monkeys since Suck It and See. So Suck It and See was already out when I really started getting into Arctic Monkeys.
Thank you, NME.
Thank you, Enemy. And I guess you guys were probably a bit earlier, but mostly
Yes.
the love for Arctic
Yes.
Monkeys came since Suck It and See.
No.
Compounded? No. But it was exacerbated. It continued to grow.
Stop making things up there. That's not
It
true.
continued to grow. So
Yeah, no, I agree with you there.
I mean,
Liam, yes.
I do remember Suck and See coming out and listening to it, but I'm just saying it was since Suck and See that the formative years of being a fan of Arctic Monkeys. And
I think
so-
that's just because we were at the right age.
exactamento.
Yes.
So we were highly anticipating this album, and
I remember
with
talking to both of you in the maths corridor about this album when the track list got announced. That's a core memory for some bizarre reason.
that's
Oh,
strange.
I literally can't remember that at all. So
Yeah. We were queuing outside Mr. Hibbert's.
So we remember,
Oh, homage
obviously,
to Mr. Hibbert going on here.
are you, obviously, are you mine? We've all Tash is on show. Are
Big
you
up,
mine
Tim.
coming out a little time before this? Was it the year before? Is that what we just found out?
I did state that, Liam.
Thank you.
2012.
And obviously that built that hype ready for this next album. And then Do I Want to
Yeah.
Know dropped, and that was like a very kind of like big moment on like Twitter and around the world. Tumblr.
I remember the music video coming out for that and
Yep.
being
Yeah.
like,
the
boys, look at this.
all the sound waves
Look at this video.
and the lady, and it was like, wow, what is this? This is like.
Wow, a lady.
So
Oh my
different.
god.
But like everything about it, the sound was so different to Suck It and See. I remember on my little
So-
iPhone 4, or whatever it was at the time, who knows, 4S plus, no 6. It would have been a 6 plus.
Thanks for clarifying.
Plus.
But listening to the boom for those shitty speakers and being like, wow, this is fucking groundbreaking. This is going to be the best sounding album ever. And then it came right at the beginning of the school year. So, you know, for most of our year 11, this was around.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for all of it.
All of it, yeah.
But it was very prevalent and prominent is kind of what I mean. Are they the same words?
Absolutely.
Two different words?
we know
But
what you
Yanni,
mean.
give us some true hard based facts, bro.
Well, this is the 5th studio album,
Wow.
again produced by their friend James Ford,
Jimmy.
co-produced by, I'm not going to do that thing, co-produced by Ross Orton, no idea, in LA, baby, and other places. So not just LA, baby. Guest appearances, we'll get onto those, but you'll know some of the big names, especially you, Cal. One in particular that we've already mentioned. Oh my god. Yeah, they were emphasis on creating more of a studio album as compared to Suck It and See, which was very live, wasn't it? It's very
Apparently
live
so.
sounding.
It was when I was there anyway, yeah.
Indeed. Themes of which harken back to the debut, you could say. I'm making this up now. I'm just seeing words and then being like, I'll just embellish on that. Commercially, this is Arctic Monkeys' most successful album to date. Liam is just testing his hearing.
Do you reckon those pesky neighbours are at it again?
Someone's knocking at the door.
Can you hear me the same volume as was before?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And all started off with properly with Do I Want to Know? Because before Do I Want to Know, I don't think there was actually an announcement for AM. Was there?
No, that was it.
So
Soft drop.
there you go. Album title inspired by Velvet Underground's compilation album VU. So there you go.
Wow.
I wonder what it stands for, AM.
Well, it's
Must
pretty
be all night.
ambiguous because it could be Arctic Monkeys or it could be the morning, where most of the album's themes take
Shut up.
place.
The first half's
What
the
does it-
morning, the
sorry,
second half is the
I'm-
morning.
I'm coming
after.
I'm coming in with a proper stupid thing here. What does AM actually
I
stand
know,
for?
I'm googling it right now. I don't-
PM
After midnight,
Surely not.
and post midnight.
No,
No,
pre-midnight.
pre-midnight,
pre-midnight.
It's got to be.
before midnight.
post midday, and after midnight.
No, it's meridium. So it's post meridium and anti meridium.
Who's
Auntie.
anti-meridian? Bean says hello, everyone. Pop your head up.
Hey,
Hiya.
bean. So actually,
The
means,
alcohol has hit me.
actually,
Yes.
meridium means noon with a U, N-U-N-E. So it actually means before noon and afternoon. So you were dead fucking wrong, guys. Sorry, both of you.
Don't say I didn't know.
Well, you know, suck it and see. Listen, that's not what we're here for. AM, Arctic Monkeys. The sound came out in 2013. Highly anticipated. No.
10 years ago.
So we've talked about it a million times now. Do I want to know
Guys,
that
I'm
first
sorry.
teaser
I
song?
missed. Sorry, Liam. I really missed an important fact. It's 41 minutes 38 seconds long.
Too long.
Carry on.
Well, thank you so much for stopping me there. Do I want to know? Right, so those opening beats to that song, the sound of a generation, right? Am I right? It
Yeah,
was
man.
the opening of many doors. It was the beginning of many journeys. You know, that was the year that many people did things. So,
Jesus Christ. I'll try and wrangle us back on board here. Yeah, to be fair, considering that it's such a simple beat, it's very iconic, and automatically you know what the song is. As soon as you hear one bass kick, well, foot stomp as well, and a clap, you know
yeah.
what it is.
I
And
think
congratulations to them for making it so iconic with just those sounds.
one of the biggest mistakes Arctic Monkeys have made was removing this as the show's opener.
what do they start with now?
I would argue releasing anyways would be their biggest
That's
mistake.
up there. That is certainly up there. What's their current opener?
Well, they tend to mix it, but
Oh.
I'd say the most consistent this tour has been Sculptures of Anything Goes, which I could see.
Hmm. I also feel like I'd need that kind of mid towards the end as a little palate cleanser. I've not been to see them in a long time though, so who am I to say? But I would
No one
agree that
realises.
this is a perfect opener, and because it's a perfect opener to this album, and it's a perfect introduction. I'm adding another one here to the new sound of Arctic Monkeys for this album. You know, they perfectly encapsulate what's to come and what's different from Suck It and See in this one song, and I think they hit the nail fucking bob on the head, man. Now it's it's obviously been overplayed, and it was specifically overplayed at that time. I heard Nathan Harley, man, I'll say his name.
You've done it. You fucking done it.
Nathan, I hope he doesn't get his lawyers on us. I know he's got some on retention. He listened to this song
Schmarley.
out of Schmarley, I should have said Schmarley, from his phone speaker on the way to school most mornings. And I think it was the only song he knew from the album. So that kind of sets the scene for what that time was like. You know, this album took over so many social circles, and it was mostly this song that was the kind of front runner for all of that. So it's very much overplayed at the time. But I still think it slaps. Guys.
Oh, it's such a slapper. We're not doing
is.
this right
No,
now.
we're not.
We'll come to that in a few weeks. But my
Yeah.
God, it's such a treat nowadays because I'd very rarely listen to it. God, it's so good.
It does take me a while to appreciate it, if I'm honest with you. I need to get halfway through it, and then I can fully...
That end bit where it gets
Yeah.
Yep.
subconsciously heavier without really seeming like it does. Oh, yeah.
Alan,
Yep.
please keep this going. This is good
That was
stuff.
literally the end of my point.
Well,
If
we're
I
not-
keep it going anymore,
keep that
waffle will
attitude up.
creep back in.
Well, let's move on to
And
the next
then-
song. Yanni.
Yeah, we're moving on, aren't we? Thank you.
Please.
We're moving on to Are You Mine? Question mark. Another question mark title. Wow, so many questions Al has.
Talking of the live show, one of their latest shows in America, they didn't play this last, which
What?
I am all for. Body Paint should now, especially after seeing it live, should now be the closer because that is ethereal. I don't really like this song anymore because of how overplayed it is. This is like a completely different ball game to Do I Want to Know. It's gone the other way for me. I can obviously appreciate how good it is, but from a personal standpoint, I don't want it anymore.
I think this, overplayed when we talk about Do I Want to Know, this is another level of this filled that gap between Suck It and See and AM.
Yep.
It was all anyone played. Played if you could play that on guitar, which isn't very hard to do, but it was everywhere. I know we played a lot of music and stuff.
Yeah.
But this came on again. I was getting when I was walking earlier, and I was pleasantly surprised at how good this song is, because I think you forget just how kind of like well mixed it is, and like the different instruments when they come in and out and stuff. And I could also like pick up the differences from the single when I've not listened to either version in properly for probably 5-6 years. Like, I think it really kind of shows how much of a kind of big piece of music this was at the time,
I don't know if this is something that's only recently happened, but a lot of these songs are crediting Alex and Jamie.
Yeah,
Want to
Jamie is
justify?
a lot of. I've watched loads of talk about Tranquility Base and the car, and he quite often mentions that he goes to Jamie with ideas. Like for example, on Tranquility Base, I'm sure Jamie wrote this line something about the moon side boob.
Yeah, but I
so
don't think this has ever had both of them on. I'm only just seeing it now, which is what's
Oh well, I don't know. I've never looked, but I can imagine
freaking
it's
me out.
lyricism that he's helped with. Maybe.
Potential. Yeah, I still really love this song. It's. I don't know if there was a point really where it ever got overplayed for me. And I still remember that fucking music video for it.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
That is an iconic music
Yeah,
video.
it
that.
what a music
quality.
video! God.
I think the
Um,
the point for me where it kind of felt like it was overplayed was when AM came out. And I was like, right, I've listened to this song non-stop for like the last year.
Okay, yeah.
I'm pretty much always just going to skip
I'll let you have
this.
that.
Do you know what I mean? But since
I'll let you
then,
have it.
it's I'm fine with it now. It was a good
Yeah.
time. It was a good time in the world, 2013. Stuff was going on, probably
Yeah.
good and probably bad.
Probably.
Possibly good,
next
possibly
up.
shit.
One for the Road is up
Who?
next.
Who?
Who, indeed. I've not listened to this in a while.
No. See, yeah, no, I never ever put this album on, and we're gonna get to a couple in a bit, which arguably some of my favorite Arctic Monkeys songs. 10 points for anyone who can
top
guess
three,
which
aren't they?
two. But yeah, this one is very good, and I think lyrically as well, so simple in terms of a premise, but it's very well done.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it's just a really good kind of. It's just a good song. I don't really know what to say. There's so many good parts of like the way Alex sings it and stuff, and again, it's a great kind of example of the AM sound, which is very kind of sparse when it wants to be, and like how it kind of fills that with just certain elements and picks bits in. But yeah, one for the Road Slapper.
Yeah,
I'm really upset that we're not doing the ranking for this today.
Too late. They've mentioned. I remember seeing this in loads of interviews when this was coming out, because this would have been prime time stalking Alex Turner as a teenager.
Sorry, have you grown out of that?
No, not really, but I'm not a teenager anymore. And they mentioned how they wanted this album to sound good in a car. That was like their objective. And every song, I know we're going to cover them all, but every song sounds so good. Production, like you say, can be sparse in places. Oh, that didn't go down well.
Oh, that's
Knows
just pure
when
vodka,
to
that.
fill out when it needs to. And there's a lot more use of backing vocals on this album. And the mixing, just everything hits.
Yeah.
Just everything hits. And yeah, the middle eight bit of this song is very good.
It all
One
hits.
for the Road.
It all hits and it all sits well. Do you know what I mean? It sits.
Hits and sits, baby.
Well. Yeah, great tune. Arabella next. Arabella. Oh, many 10-year-olds in the world right now named Arabella, or almost 10. I'm telling you, as a fact.
That is scary.
Yeah.
That could be true.
At the end of primary school. Another great one. I don't feel like I've got much more to add that you can't just take from some of the other ones, maybe?
Yeah.
I like the lyrics in this a lot.
Yeah.
They're just... What's the word? Like, you're going to laugh. They're quite sensuous, aren't they?
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you get
And
a little...
it suits the sexy vibe of the song. I mean, it's a sexy song.
It is a sexy song.
The middle eight
Still sounds good as
obviously,
well.
obviously rips on Warp Pigs by Black Sabbath with the guitar riff. The da-down. And they do, well, they used to do anyway, didn't they?
Still do.
An extended sort of outro with Warp Pigs being played or whatever, or middle 8-bit, sorry. But yeah, the tones of the guitar in this are very different to a lot of the other guitar tones on this. It sounds very 70s, which obviously he mentioned 70s in the lyrics, you know, comparisons there and whatnot. Great solo, that whole middle 8-bit to the solo. I remember first hearing that. Great. Loved it. Still love it.
Yeah, the solo's really good, yeah. Very good. And from very good to
Distinctly average.
awful.
It's up there.
I really don't like this song. It's so pointless to me.
I agree, and I think no spoilers for 3-4 weeks' time. It's gonna be the bottom one, and it could be off the album, and I don't think anyone would have any sort of qualms about that. But I have just listened to it for the first time in a very, very long time, and I was singing along. But I will admit it's not very good.
It's got no redeeming factors for me.
I was literally about to use those words. The only redeeming factor for me would be the solo. I like the tone of the guitar,
Tone, yeah.
but everything else just very not great, and could have easily been replaced with one of the better B-sides of this era.
It's a big shame.
Which we've talked about.
Absolutely. Check out the video up top somewhere. Left,
Yeah.
maybe.
You hoping that Jesus puts that there? Or what's it?
This is exactly how I felt when you two were saying this.
text me. I'll sort it. I remember getting this album on. I surely
You
can't
had
have got it on vinyl
What?
first. I feel like
Vinyl.
the first time I listened to it was on vinyl, but I don't know if I'm making that up.
Well, that's
You remember
so
your
indie.
story about the record, Liam?
It
I remember
came
your
in
story
a
about it.
split sleeve,
Yeah, deluxe
and
as
I
well.
ordered a new one, but they didn't send
Yeah.
the deluxe sleeve. So I now have the original one I ordered with the split sleeve, and I have a non-deluxe sleeve, and in that is my copy of Sgt. Pepper's because I don't have a sleeve for that. That's been the case since 2013, 10 years ago, and it still is. But I do remember listening to it, and at that point thinking, "Oh, I Want It All." When I Want It
Oh.
All came on, thinking, "Oh, we're not even like on the second side yet," and I'm already like, this is already probably the weakest Arctic Monkey song, non B-sides,
Yeah.
but even then I think I'd struggle. And that was a heavy hit. You know, we've talked quite positively about the 4 songs before this, and then that is a big swing and a miss.
Yeah,
Not
big
even
drop.
a swing, a flaccid.
But it does pick back up again rapidly
Oh, so it does.
with #1 Party Anthem, one of Al's greatest lyrical endeavours. And yeah,
I think that's it. Yeah, no, it's a wonderful song. I still love it when it comes in rotation on the set list. Still enjoy watching them perform it. It should be a mainstay because it's that good. Definitely one of the strongest on the album, in my opinion, depending on what you're looking for from the album.
the middle eight is possibly the best middle eight they've ever done ever.
That's a statement.
I'd never thought about this song. Even when this album came out, I just never really cared for it. And then when I was listening to it earlier and it came on, and you know, obviously I have heard it a million times, so I kind of knew everything that was going to happen. But I just think it never really sat very well with me. And when it came on, it was the one song from the album that really like took me back to the time. I don't know why, as if I was almost like kind of trying to reject it back in the day, and now I've just finally accepted it, and I really, really love it. Then I was shocked. I was genuinely shocked. It was like I found a new song that I didn't know existed. Almost, it was
that's cute.
it was very nice. Yes.
Now to the least streamed song on the album, according to Spotify.
Yeah.
Wow.
We've
Even
got
below
Mad,
I Want It All.
yeah, Mad Sounds. We've got.
That's mad.
Sounds.
Down.
I don't think we need this in the placement of where it is.
Correct.
However, it is very nice. But because it is where it is, I tend to forget about it, which I think is a bit of a shame.
I really cannot remember the song.
I
Apart
remember
from the opening
this.
line.
This
Yeah.
was the first song they played live from the album.
Ever.
I remember seeing a YouTube video of them at a festival. It seems like a mad place to debut a song like this. When no one knows it, just seems like suicide.
I
Keep
it light, Cal,
keep it light.
actually, Carl. I feel like you're awakening to memory here.
I'm not faking. It's so true. So
ain't
true
faking it.
for you. I like it and I'm enjoying listening to it as we speak. But they kind of killed it with the placement.
Yeah, definitely. You're spot on. I mean, that is the main point to make about it, really. Comparatively, song-wise, not those words in that order. Please rearrange those. It's very only ones who know. Like
A bit happier though.
yeah,
This is like the positive
outcome.
morning
Yes.
of that.
Mhm.
Looking
Definitely.
back on said night.
This is definitely alongside kind of not number one party anthem, one that I just completely blocked from my memory, and I'm fine to keep it that way. Really, this just doesn't do anything for me. I don't need it. I think even what it's going for is a bit kind of obvious and doesn't really do much with it. And yeah, it doesn't help that it's kind of a run of 3 slower songs on the album. I'm not mad for it.
No, he's not. But I'll tell you what, we are all mad for is the next song.
oh boy.
It's called Fireside. Take it away, Carl.
This has been my favourite since the first time I heard the album. As fate would have it, this is the one that my friend Bill Ryder Jones performs on. Little did I know back in 2013. I'm going to stop doing that accent. I fucking love this song. I just that's it. That's all I can say. Fucking love it.
Liam.
I absolutely fucking love it. It's definitely my favourite song on this album. And I've said this
Without
many
a doubt.
times, if you've listened to the ranks, this is probably my favourite Octomonkey song.
Wow.
It's in the top 10 of my favourite Octomonkey songs.
It's definitely in my top 10, yeah.
But it's on a one day, it's there. It's in that number one spot for sure. I love it. It reminds me of we went on holiday. Just after we went, you and I and Cameron went to see Octomonkeys in Manchester, and then like the next day I went
was
to
there.
Spain. You were there, Callum, yeah, somewhere.
Wow.
Next day I went to Spain.
23rd of October, 2013.
That's it. And I was there
Yeah.
till my birthday. But I remember listening to this a lot there. And I bought some really shit fake beats from a marketplace in Spain.
Did you haggle?
No. I think I had the bottle to do that
Cool.
as a 16-year-old. And don't be silly. And then the flight home, I listened to, I think, Fireside on repeat. Basically the whole 2-hour flight. And
Crazy.
it was then it
That's-
cemented it, and now it just fills me with so much I don't know. It's just a song and a half, innit?
Yeah, to be honest with you, boys, I'm gonna come in and say something different.
Great.
It's dog shit. This song. No, I'm joking.
Right, goodbye, Rob.
This one never really did grab me the way that it's clearly grabbed you two at the time. However, it hasn't now at this point in my life. And I probably would say that it's up there with one of the best that they've ever done. The solo in it, after us covering the Humbug B-side, gives very much
Yeah.
that vibe.
Yeah, I think the whole song harkens back to that era. Good word there,
Mm.
thank you. Yeah, thank you. And it feels, the song itself feels very mature, and definitely feels like the most mature song from this album, which obviously Humbug also felt quite mature in some respects, musically at least.
Strong cheese.
So yeah, I agree. It's
And the
last point.
final question song of the album, Why Do You Only Call Me When You're High? Hello.
I love Miley Cyrus.
Yeah. This one, I have a love-hate relationship with, I think.
Bingo.
Because it does make me feel nostalgic. Because I remember playing this on repeat, which is probably my downfall.
Did you have the CD single?
No, I had the record.
Yeah,
That was
same.
cool.
I mean, I had
I've
the
lost that
I had
now.
the record too, but I had the CD single. I don't know why. I think it cost like £3 or something. So
Yeah,
pointless.
I mean, it's not bad. It's just, I don't know. It depends.
I think this is what I now associate with AM, where I think it's too
Yeah.
it's too basic, it's too empty, it's just too eh. But now I'm delving into it, it's so much more than this.
I feel like, yeah, to try and expand on your point there that you've made, and probably going a different route than you were actually meant to. When I think of AM, I do think of this, because I think this is like pandering towards the poppy elements.
Yeah.
And this is very much like a song written for radio.
Except they couldn't
I
play
mean-
it on radio. Could they?
You're not laugh. They couldn't play it on radio, did they? Yeah, they played it
Did they?
on radio, didn't they?
Talk about
They
drugs,
must
though,
have.
bro. Talking about drugs. I do get all of you. I get it. I get what you're saying. Okay, but and I don't know. I feel like I can't really give an actual critical analysis of this song because I really enjoy it, and I know that's pretty much all nostalgia, and I can't really
Okay.
get past that.
Well, that's fine. That'll do.
You're welcome.
Liam, I just want to say though, snap out of it.
Ew.
Here we go.
Yeah.
I'll
It's
go.
all right. It's all right.
I had that very same mindset until I saw them live this very summer, where I had a full-on rebirth on this song. When I was looking at the set list, and it was so AM heavy. At the previous UK gigs they'd done, I was thinking, oh, I could just do without this one on the live set, but my God, did it sound good. The chorus is just fantastic.
Brilliant chorus.
It's so good. It's so good.
The backing vocals, everything
Mm.
about it, it's so good.
It's just a perfect pop song. The way it's constructed, it's so straight, so direct, so good.
100%. Couldn't agree more.
But is it what I want from Arctic Monkeys? Probably not. But if I take that out of it, it's fantastic.
Yeah. I find it strange that it's so low on the album. For some reason, it doesn't feel like it should be this low on the album. Same with Knee Socks as well, actually.
It's probably is.
Which we're on to next. Which,
Mm.
I'll tell you what, I fucking love Knee Socks.
Yeah, I love knee socks too.
See, I need to come back around on it because I
Oh,
don't really
please
care
do.
for it.
That opening riff, man.
I love it. Yeah, no, it's fantastic. But I don't know. I feel like I'd skip it because I've kind of gotten like the ick on a song. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like it's nothing that the song's done because it is fantastic. But I don't know. I just can't.
I think because
Can't
we
settle on it anymore.
because we lived in the time,
Yeah, no, I
okay.
think that's what it is.
the idea of like kind of fetishizing
Fetishizing.
is kind of a bit too seedy of a word, but you know what I'm trying to say. The idea of knee socks makes me feel very uncomfortable now as an adult. I've lived through that. I've got through that. I remember seeing all the things on Tumblr and everywhere, and everyone wanting to look a certain way because of this album,
Mm-hmm.
and it just feels weird now. But I do think it's still a great song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The melody of this, great. Even though the chorus is literally just following the riff, which Liam, I know often you're not a fan of. It's I want to speak for you, you little bitch.
I don't remember that.
It's great. And the Josh Homme inclusion, backing
Mm.
vocals, the back scratching that was done, because Alex featured on the Queens of the Stone Age album that came out around the same time. Really makes it. I know Nick does the backing vocals live, and
Does it a stellar
he
job?
does stellar job. I mean, it doesn't feel like it's missing anything, that's for sure. But yeah, just fucking naughty song, and it's a sexy song as well.
It
It's
is
a
very
sexy
sexy.
song.
Sexy, yeah. Temp poles everywhere.
Now the end to the album, and a song. If you're listening, any of the boys, remove it from the live set. We don't care. It's
Yeah.
I
Do they
Want to
play
Be
this
Yours.
live?
Oh my
Yes.
God,
That
Liam.
sounds so bizarre.
They play it like the first song of the encore, and they play it even slower than what it is. And obviously, Alex is doing his
Crazy.
choice melodic things that he does, and it's so meandering, and it just when you come back from the encore, you want like View from the Afternoon or something like that. You want to come straight back into it, and they
And
do
to
this,
make it-
and it's
To make it worse, they also blend in Star Treatment.
right. Yeah,
But you want Star Treatment as Star Treatment.
yeah.
You
Well,
don't
when
want
I
it
when I
blended in.
went, they played Star Treatment, which was the first time they did it on the
Oh,
tour,
you
and I was
fucker.
I was obviously buzzing. Since that song's been released, I've seen them 4 times, and they played it every time, and I'm so happy. My favorite Arctic Monkey song. If I was there and they blended Star Treatment into I Want to Be Yours, I think I'd have cried on the spot.
I almost did, because that's exactly what happens.
Oh mate, I'm so sorry for you. So sorry for you. Fine at the time, I enjoyed it. I don't want to hear it probably ever again.
You've seen them a lot more live than me and Liam have.
Mm.
I'm listening to it right now, and it's nice. I can appreciate how you wouldn't want to see it live again, because
Yeah,
a
maybe
lot of the
that's
songs they
clouding
play live now as well are slower due to the nature of the types of songs they are, and it just be a bit much. But I think this is a well executed cover,
Mm.
because essentially that's what it is. And it is a nice closer to the album.
It works for sure. I do think it's very of the time, but in terms of the live set, which I know is not what we're talking about right now, it needs to be left in the past.
Yeah, well, I think I can agree with that.
I think that's fair. I think on this album, yeah, I enjoy it. I particularly enjoy the second half, and I think it closes the album off well enough. Really, yeah. And I do think they could have done a bit of jigging around with some of those slow ones in the middle to stick to one of them towards the end. Maybe number one party anthem just before this or something. They could have finished on number one party anthem, to be fair. But yeah, but that's it. Yeah.